Welcome back to our little channel. Today is not a gym day. I usually like to rest between workouts, so you guys are gonna come and hang out with me. We're gonna do some chores around the homestead, start a couple of new projects, which I'm really excited about, and also start prepping for the spring because apparently here in North Dakota it's not winter anymore. It has been 30 degrees and above for the past 2 weeks. I'm still waiting for that random blizzard that we always get, but it's time to start planning what we're going to be planting on the homestead and then on the lot that we were loaned. So let's go. Know that we are renovating our house, but look at this General Electric little vintage what would it be, refrigerator that we found. It is fully functional. We still have not installed it because we're gonna switch this one with this one. This one is just really old in the sense of it was not taken care that well. It was gifted to us, so we really appreciate it, and that's gonna go into our pantry room once that's ready. But it will definitely, the new one is definitely gonna go better with our chamber stove, and we're gonna fully restore both of those, and it's gonna look absolutely gorgeous behind our little backsplash area. The ceilings in this house are gonna be raised, so I'm really excited for all of those changes. I'm ready to go outside. I usually like to make my tea first and then come back and drink it. So in this case, we're gonna go visit the buns and go do the thrift store stuff, donations, look around, take a little sneak peek. I don't know if I'll buy anything, but you never know. We're still decorating, so I would love to bring in more pieces. I've been just holding off because we are gonna be doing some demos still. We've been giving her extra hay and extra pellets. There's no nest, and I think she's like marking it now. So I think it's safe to say that there is no babies, and that's okay. That just means we're gonna breed her. She still has, I think, about 8 days before I was gonna breed her. So we're gonna wait out the 8 days. It's only 1 more week, so not a big deal. This little guy is still very angry because now the other buck is right next to him. We're gonna be building another enclosure, so they're not gonna be together at the end of the day, but he's just a little annoyed. Look. He usually is, he's really affectionate. He loves being pet. He's just a big shocked boy. He isn't the smartest little guy, but it's okay. Okay, bye-bye, Beck. Alright, we'll let them get some air, some circulation here. It's a beautiful day outside, so they enjoy this type of weather. So for those of you who are not following me on TikTok, you guys probably don't know that I recently went to the thrift store and I saw this really cute Miu Miu, or this nightgown dress. Let's see if she's still here. This is why you always have to buy things when you see them the first time. She ended up not being there anymore. Somebody definitely took it. So I decided that I wanted to make my own. And in my head, I'm like, I can do this. Sewing is easy, but this is the first sewing project I will ever do. I just figured how hard can it be. I did end up staying a little bit to just look at the treasures that the thrift store has to offer. I really wanted to take these mirrors, but they were made from plastic and I don't like that, especially when it comes to something so unique or supposed to be unique. I ended up finding another rack with night clothes and was looking through it to see if maybe the thrift gods would bless me with another Mew Mew, but they were nowhere to be found. Mew Mew? Nope. This just cemented the fact that I was going to make my own. And also I wanted to include this. If you ever see these, grab them. They are absolutely amazing. Okay, so I did end up making it back home and I bought the fabric to make this day dress or house dress. It was in a kid size though, so I have to figure out the size difference of it. And mind you, I've only sewn probably a couple of times, maybe mended clothes here and there. So this is definitely like a bigger project that I'm taking on. And this is what my floor looks like right now. This is her. Obviously this size is for a child, so I gotta make the pattern somewhat bigger, but I think I can work with this. This is the pattern that I chose. I just figured to start with something simple and do this like with the little bodice. It looks really good in my head. Will it look good on? Who knows? But I figured we could just start there. I did end up getting a little bit of an ADHD moment, which I then went into my kitchen and saw a pile of nuts on my table and decided to make some Nutella from scratch. This is going to be an ongoing pattern in some of our vlogs. I don't always stick to a set plan. I kind of just go about my day. One thing about me is that if I'm craving it, I'm gonna check my pantry first to see if I can make it at home. I had forgotten that I haven't eaten yet. So I'm gonna have a little snack. I made my own Nutella. I'm just waiting for it to cool down and thicken slightly. And I also have some tamales that I pre-made in our deep fridge, which I'm going to also put on there. Just check the weather because it was super sunny and then out of nowhere it's like cloudy. And apparently the weather is gonna drop down to 7 degrees. So that is something I'm not willing to risk when it comes to the buns. So we're gonna go and figure out their whole warmth situation. I'm going to keep the enclosure a little bit open so that they have airflow, but I'm going to connect their heat lamps. I know a lot of people are against heat lamps, but we've had success with them in the past when it drops down to the negatives, so I'm not too concerned about that. Got a little extension cord. This is why it's important to kind of come and check every so often. It looks like we lost some of the things that hold this down, so we're gonna have to fix that. What's any emergencies maybe? For airflow, this area is gonna stay like this so that they can have some air going through that way, and on that side it's also open so it can flow. I put a bale in here so that stays nice and dry so that he doesn't pee on it. So yeah. So that is just the thought process I have, because if they end up getting cold, they can just move towards the heat lamp, but they're still getting some air in there circulating. It's worked so far for us, and I keep an eye on them. I just wanted to do that now because the temperature is dropping really fast. And when that temperature drops here, the sun also starts going down really quickly because of the clouds and everything, so at least it's out of the way. So we do have a light switch that goes out to the back, so all I have to do is turn it on and off if I want to turn it off. And for now, since it hasn't dropped completely, I'm just gonna leave it off. But at least they're covered. I'm not gonna have to go out again. Everybody has food, water, all the good things. It's like 12, so I guess this would be lunch, but just so you guys can see, I have my little tamales. I have that recipe on my TikTok, and I'll be posting it on shorts as well. I've created my pattern of my measurements. That's going to be one side of the skirt, and then one side of the shirt, and the puff sleeve over here. So we're going to go ahead and measure everything and start cutting and hopefully start putting it together. I ended up deciding to use this as the bodice just because it's really cute and it's a different pattern. It is a little bit girly or kiddish, but I kind of like that. I think it's a little bit different, and I think for my first project, it's going to be really cute. This is what the shirt looks like right now. It is backwards, but I want to get it a little bit more fitted. So far, so good. A quick little update. I added a little pleat here. I don't know if that's what it's called. I'm just learning how to do all this stuff, so I'm not your vocabulary source, but I added one here. I closed up the best I could the sleeve section here. Love. And I should still have about an inch of seam allowance for the other stuff. I should. Am I going to? Probably not. Looks so good. The only thing that I need to finish off is this back. So I'm gonna do one slit here and one slit here and just go over the top of it. So I'm gonna cut. Cut. There we go. We got the skirt all made. I'm thinking now that I probably should have did it as like one continuous fabric, because now it has like this weird seam here, but you live and you learn. That's what it looks like right now. Is she giving colonial? And I know what you're thinking. It is completely different than the first one, but I had seen the pattern in the thrift store of this one, and I decided to try this first, and then I'm gonna do the next one. I know, it's a jump scare, but I'm so sorry. I got caught up in the time. We ended up finishing the dress, and it is gorgeous. It's beautiful. It's supposed to be fitted as an apron dress, a chore dress, whatever you want to call it, but it's done. I can't wait to wear it in one of my videos. Leave a comment, let me know what you guys think about it. But I did my nighttime routine, which is why I look like this. But something else that I have been working on recently is a cookbook. Those of you who follow me from TikTok over to YouTube know that I love cooking. Cooking is my creative outlet that a lot of people resonate with. It started off really small, and now we have 20k plus followers on there, so it's definitely have been growing. It's definitely an experience, and I love it. But I want something physical to hold and for you guys to have in your homes and just appreciate and love on. And I just want to be able to make this a full-time career. I want to work with more brands and do more recipe development with them. I've already been working with a couple of brands, and I love doing this stuff. I really do. So I started a cookbook. So I want to show you guys a little preview of what it's going to be. It's not going to be everyone's cup of tea, but if you love Mexican food, if you like recipe development, if you like cultural dishes and things like that, you might want to check it out. But let me turn my screen around so that you guys can see what I've been working on. So here is a little bit of behind the scenes of it. And you guys know that I do a ton of research when it comes to my recipes and things like that. And I wanted a book that you could physically hold of beginning to end of a journey in learning how to cook cultural food, specifically Mexican and Spanish, and also like from scratch cooking, like a very homey cookbook. This is what I plan to do it. I have a couple of different sections. It's gonna be like the foundation, and I also have like an endurance section, an evolution section, and a comfort section. Our little poblano rice is in there. And yeah, like some of these recipes are pre-Hispanic recipes. A lot of great history behind them. Again, I love doing history lessons and putting them in there and letting you guys know what you're actually eating. So I have that in there. I have some of my own creations, like the turkey bacon video that I did. For example, let me click on here so that you guys can see it. Look how beautiful she is. I want it to be very like colonial and put together, but still have like these Mexican talavera and textures and things like that. This is gonna be like a self-published book. Hopefully I can get it into, you know, other brands' hands, but for now it's just gonna be self-published. I am trying to take my time with everything. This is why a lot of the pictures are like missing, because essentially I want to hire a photographer to do some of our photography, and I also want to use our actual pictures for cooking and things like that. Like for example, with tortillas de maíz, I want to use an actual picture that I've taken or that our photographer is going to take. This little guy in here, for those of you who are not aware, I was an artist before I decided to go into recipe development. And because I do have that background in it, I do want to incorporate it into this book. And in order to do that, I kind of have to save up a little bit of money because I want to do it all digitally. I would love to do like hand painted stuff, but I want to put this cookbook out this year, and my goal is to get it out within like 3 to 4 months. It's gonna be a lot, but I'm gonna have to buy an iPad to do that because I can't do it on my phone or on the laptop because their screens are just not made for them for digital work and stuff like that. So we have to get that all situated. But yeah, I have a lot of exciting things that I want to put into this recipe book. I want it to just be in every little Latina homestead home, I guess. It's all really exciting, and unfortunately I am one of those people that get really discouraged when I don't see any progress in it, and I don't have a whole team to back me up on here. Like there's no editor, there's no artist or photographer behind the scenes. Like everything I'm doing is myself, and I have to save up money for things like that if I do want to end up doing it, and you know, it's just a lot of work, but I'm willing to work for it this year. I think this year is definitely going to be a good year for our community just in general, because my wins are also your wins, honestly, and I wouldn't be able to do this without you guys, and I wouldn't have the courage to do it without you guys. So yeah, I'm just like thinking about all the great things we're gonna do together, and it just makes me so happy. But let me work on this a little bit more and see how far we can get through with this. I want to do about 8 to 10 recipes would be like the sweet spot in each chapter. But it's so bad. Like if you're Latina, you probably grew up with a mom that didn't measure any of her recipes, so a lot of the recipes that I have are like without measurements, so I have to actually go back and actually make the food and measure. So this is double the amount of work that it should be. But yeah, I just realized how crazy my lips look. I should probably go take the lip stain off so it's not as harsh in the morning. That'd probably be a good idea.